name's Cody Swanson, so CODYSWANSON.
All right, got you, man. So once again, thank you for doing this, taking out the time. But yeah, just talk about your job here, your position here on the team, and how has that been for you, and how long have you had your position?
Yeah, so I got here to UCO in January of this year. So I'm the defensive coordinator here. I also work with the defensive line. Getting here in January, getting straight into spring ball, strength conditioning and everything. So really just overseeing all aspects of the defense and the small details of defensive line play.
Got you. So I know, your focus is to D-line as well. So was that your position, like back when you were playing?
Yeah, so when I played defensive end. Really just focused on that small detail, and then getting into my college coaching career, stayed with the defensive line and then slowly started to develop the understanding of linebackers, DBs, coverages, and that aspect.
Okay, got you. So I know you just got here this year. I know some other coaches came with you, just got here too. So where were you at before this point, or just start off? Where did it start? Were you coaching to get into this point?
Yeah, so going back to my playing career, I played at Emporia State, obviously the Division II within our conference. Played under Coach Higgins, who's a fantastic head coach. Played under Coach Laporta, who's the defensive coordinator at Emporia now. Learned a lot under him. I also played under Brian Nardo when I first started at Emporia State, who's the defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State now. So I played under Coach Nardo. I was a graduate assistant at Emporia for a year and a half, working with the defensive line, a little bit of strength conditioning and special teams. After a year and a half, Coach Nardo gave me my first full-time job at Gannon University, working directly with the defensive line room. Had an entire year there, statistically made a lot of improvements there. So Coach Nardo got the defensive coordinator job at Oklahoma State, and I got promoted with Coach Pearson, who's also here as co-defensive coordinators. So, it was a really unique experience doing that. Called the defense with Coach Pearson, worked with the defensive line as well. And then following that season, Coach Dorrell called me, started the interview process, and I took the defensive coordinator job here.
Nice, man. So how did you get into that like grad assistant role? Was it just kind of just hanging out, past your season, or what? How did that kind of just start for you?
Yeah, so my story's gonna be a little bit different. Going into that season, I was trying to get a medical hardship through the NCAA to play. I tore both my ACLs. My second ACL tear was my freshman year of college and junior college. So I actually was working out with the team, doing everything, preparing to play. And I want to say it was May or June when I got the call that my waiver wasn't passed. So Coach Laporta, he gave me the option to work. I actually volunteered first, worked for free at Emporia for a semester, and then Coach Higgins got me into that graduate assistant role. But, really it was just me planning to play, and then I still had the love for the game and was given the opportunity to directly work with Emporia State. And, it was a great start because Coach Laporta let me run a few rooms, let me do practice individual drills with the defensive ends. It was just a really good start to my coaching career.
That's what's up. And so, even just how, from player to coach, what's the difference there? What's something that you didn't really think came with coaching? I know every player can't be a coach, and I'm sure you know that now, but what was that you had to kind of figure out?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. Going back to Emporia, I just got done playing with everybody. So every person that played on the field, I just got done playing beside. So that was a different experience, and it was a challenge to separate that relationship, but it was also the understanding of I knew where they were coming from. I just played there. So that was kind of special, and it was a start of a good transition. Whenever you get to your first full-time jobs, even as a graduate assistant, it's just the amount of time. As a player, it's still a lot of time to go through, do everything, know the playbook. But as a coach, it's even more. And I don't think people understand that. Fall camp, you get to go home. Coaches are watching the film, breaking down film. They're in meetings. The time away from family is probably the biggest adjustment. The other side of it is patience. And something that I really had to push myself to work for was patience of there's different ways to coach everybody. There's different ways to teach. So just how can you connect with different people? Because me as a player, I was really good about being on the field and understanding. I struggled to get the board. So now there's a few players that, hey, you can just tell them on the board and they get it. There's a few players that need to be on the field. They need to get reps at it. So that was another adjustment of changing my coaching to everybody, and I can't just coach everybody the same way.
Yeah, yeah, and even like so going up to now, you being you the defense coordinator now, like what is the identity of the team and then of the defense? Like me, just seeing you all out there, man, I love the defensive intensity, man. I feel like y'all really are excited. Nothing against the offense, man, but I feel like y'all are really excited as a defensive unit.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of a mixture of personalities, right? It's a game. We get to play this game. We don't have to play it. So kind of my slogan, we go out there, it's the no complaining rule. Like, you chose college football for a reason. So you get to go out there and practice. So why not have energy, have enthusiasm when you go out there? And on the other side of it is just setting a standard of being rewarded for something, right? So what do you want to be rewarded for? For us, it's takeaways, right? It's not necessarily just doing your job, but go get production. So you'll see that out of practice and in the game is takeaways win a lot of football games. So that's what we put a preference on. So if you're talking about it in culture code meetings, you're talking about it every meeting. The players start talking about it, and it sets a small goal for them. And then guess what? There's energy. There's effort into that goal. But, the culture of the team, it boils down to Coach Doral, being selfless, tough, and disciplined in all aspects. And that's every meeting we're going to harp on that. And defensively, we have a slogan, ego's the enemy. I don't care who makes the play, we all get to make a play. So when you really watch, the guy that makes the play is not the guy celebrating. It's everybody else that's on the field. So I don't care who makes it. D-line, you don't get a sack if DBs don't cover, right? DBs don't get picks if D-line doesn't get a pass rush. So I think that's the standard of play for somebody bigger than yourself and take the ego out of the game.
And what you just getting at, do you feel like that's been going the way you thought it's been going, with it being your first semester here?
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. The athletes here, they really know that I care about them, and I hope they say that. They know we're going to coach them hard, and the athletes here, they want to be coached hard, right? They want to win. They want that culture of let's go win this thing. So, I always think that's a player question to ask is like, how are you accepting it? From my side of it, I think it's going well. The coaches that are around me do a great job with culture too. You have Coach Harwell with the linebackers. The linebackers are extremely bought into him, his coaching, his style, and that is easy for me is I can let Coach Harwell go run it, right? Coach Pearson was with me at Gannon. He knows schematically everything that we're wanting to do. We have our wrinkles, but I don't have to go coach up Coach Pearson on scheme. It's all culture at that point. And then Coach KD is extremely energetic. He's going to coach you extremely hard. And it's just the guys understand why we're here, right? We're here to make them better. We're here to make UCO run end, right? We want to make UCO a conference contender.
I like to hear that, man. And so it being 2024, we talking about culture. I'm sure that's probably different than when you was playing. And I see you just got the fade from the team, and
Yeah.
So that's funny stuff. So like, how do you relate to the team in that way? Because we could even go into like NIL and transfer portal, how you recruit, like. How is that different from when you even play now? How you kind of got to adjust to it?
Yeah, so for you saying for my situation, there's two types of recruiting I look at it. Somebody hears that I'm a 26-year-old DC in the MIAA, which is the best conference in D2, right? The one recruit is going to be like, well, what does he know? All right, he's probably not wrong, all right? But the other side is coaches bought into what he's doing. They know I'm energetic. They know I'm going to care about him. So that's really what we see pretty early in recruitment is what's important to a player, right? They want to have a coach that connects with them. I was just in their shoes not that long ago going through running with them. So that is where I think the buy-in is. It's easy to relate to them. I'm not that much older than them. You know what I mean? I get what they want to go do. I get scheme-wise needs to be simple for them to go understand it. So it's just good because I was just done playing in this scheme. D-line-wise, I was in your shoes trying to do this. I was trying to beat these blocks. I can coach the small details of it. And then just the overall aspect of culture, that's what I want to be known for. It's not scheme. It's culture, buying in, playing together, and playing harder than anybody else.
Gosh, man. You 26, man?
Yeah, 26.
That's crazy. I'm 26 too, man. I would not have known that. I ain't gonna lie. Just the way you carry yourself, I wouldn't even have known, man. But yeah. So what about outside of football? I know you mentioned your family even. What are some activities the family
Yeah.
gets into? What do you like to do?
So it's me and my wife. We've been together since junior year of high school. She ran track at Emporia State as well. She's by far a better athlete than me. But it's good that she was an athlete because she understands what it takes. And she's really involved even in recruiting. Like she knows who I'm recruiting. She knows information about them. So she's very invested. And then we have our two little boys. We have Maddox, who's 2.5. Very shy, but once he opens up, he's fun, runs around and everything. He actually loves to go to the weight room with me. He does his own little routine in there. And then we have Ronan, who's 8 months old. He's a big boy, so him and Maddox love to wrestle already. He's getting close to walking. So outside of football, I used to play disc golf quite a bit back in Emporia. Big into lifting in the weight room. I love to hunt and fish as well. But I actually am a big video gamer, so.
Okay, what games you playing, man?
I play a little bit of everything. I'm terrible at 2K, so I don't play 2K anymore.
Shoot.
But Madden, me and Coach Dudley will play quite a bit. Call of Duty, Warzone. So when NCAA drops, I told my wife I get 2 weeks of just playing NCAA.
I already pre-ordered it, bro.
Yep.
I already pre-ordered it, man. They got to put y'all in it, man.
Hey, the creative team's in there, so I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah. They're gonna have to create some UCO team, man. But so do you? What's your favorite movie? You got a favorite movie?
Yeah, actually, it's an older one. Never Back Down. The fighting movie. I don't know why. Just when I was in middle school, it came out. Maybe even older than that. I always loved the movie for some reason. So I cannot rewatch movies. I don't know why. I just hate it. If I watch it, I can't do it again. That's really one of the only movies that I can rewatch.
Okay. It's just like an attention span thing, or
no? It's just I know what's gonna happen, so why am I gonna rewatch it?
Okay, for sure. So leading up to this next season, what is your anticipation for the team? And then even just something a little different, but because I asked Jet this, what does your preparation look like on game day?
Yeah, so game day in general, schematically, we should already have everything down pat. I'm actually probably one of the most calm and cool, collected coaches on game day. Just the players, they are ready to play, right? So they're going to be amped up, and it's kind of that happy medium of being over riled up or not riled up enough. So my personality, start of the game, they're all going to be ready to play, right? So let them do it. Just be calm. Halftime, normally you're going to get some more better pep talks because everybody's tired and you got to push through it. But game day wise, just having faith in the players, faith in the scheme, and have faith in them at the end of the day. Is we always talk about, we want to make them as confident as possible, right? Simplify the scheme so they're confident, but put them into positions that they're confident in. So that's really honestly what I push on game day, is just I believe in them. Hopefully they believe in me, and let's go do this thing.
Nice. And you got any superstitions or something you got to do every game, or?
No, not that I can think of right now. My wife may have other sides, but yeah, no, I don't really have any superstitions. I used to lift before games, but it depends on the time. But that's time and travel. That's about it. But trying to get my nerves out. I actually probably get more nervous as a coach than when I was a player, because when I was a player, I knew my job. I knew what to go do.
Yeah.
Now, it's transitioning into the coaching world, right? Every decision we have is on 18 to 22-year-olds, and I love it because the kids here are awesome. But it's not you making the play, right? It's put them into the best position to be possible. So I'd say that's kind of my biggest thing, is I'm more nervous now than when I was a player, because I was ready for it.
Yeah, you can't go out and do it yourself. You gotta put it in their hands but still do the coaching job of it. Yeah. So lastly, man, you got anybody you want to shout out, or
Yeah, I think I come to work every day and enjoy it here a lot. I enjoy everybody that's within this program. Got to keep pushing, but just more or less, just all the coaches here, they're fun to work with. They're all really good at what they do, and the players, they're extremely hungry to work and to win. Going into it, the energy in the weight room is crazy. So I guess my shout out, is 100% just off the players, and I appreciate them. Hopefully they keep buying into what we do and go have a really good season.
All right, sounds good. And I'm gonna say this too. Who should I interview next, man?
I would say coaching staff wise, If you're going to want to get some energy, Coach KD, Coach Pearson has a really cool story as well. So kind of really depends on what you go with. But, coaching staff wise, everybody will have a good story, and everybody's different in that nature. Player wise, you did an offensive player, so may have to go defensive player next.
Okay.
Kobe's been here for a long time. Buck, J-Mo, all those guys have been here and done a really, really good job. Having new transfers that have came in, different perspective, bought in really fast. So I'm going to let you write that story.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you.